What's up, everybody? It's week 14. We're coming to you live with our predictions like usual, and we have a guest, as you can tell, yet again. And
got
it's a different
got
one.
another chair and another drink, so
Oh, yeah, and another pen, and another paper.
yeah. So I guess go ahead and get it out of the way.
Bring him in.
Bring him in.
What's everybody? Thanks for having me.
What's up? Okay, guys, this is Taylor. He's a good friend of ours. This is really the trio, I guess, right here. You know,
Mhm.
this is we've been all three friends for a pretty good long time. We hang out on the weekends and stuff all the time.
For a minute.
For a minute.
Yeah.
Lame little
Yeah, you got to put
popular
that in there.
word. All right, so let's jump right into this thing.
You got a pretty good game to start off with, really.
Pretty good Thursday night game. Good
Division game.
Good division game.
I'm so
yeah.
glad to get to watch this tomorrow. I'll be free for it.
You got the Raiders at the Chiefs, which is, in my opinion, I think the AFC West is definitely the strongest division right now.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
doubt.
In the end, in the whole NFL, the Giants have fallen also, not the NFC East.
Yeah, they're only going to have like 4 or 5 losses, and one of them's not going to make playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
seriously.
that's the bad part.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are gonna discount the Raiders, or the Chiefs, because the Raiders have been so good this year. I'm actually gonna pick the Chiefs. I think
Yeah, they've already
Yeah.
swept the Broncos. You know
Yeah.
that? I mean,
Yeah, the Chiefs
Super
have
Bowl
a really-
champion Broncos, they got swept by the Chiefs.
The Raiders did it last year.
Yeah, I mean, this is a super strong division.
I'm picking the Chiefs. I think their run game, their defense pays off yet again. You think it can't do it, but every week they keep.
Eric Berry, like you said when we were watching the game.
Most receiving touchdowns on the team, probably. I don't even know. Probably,
He,
probably so.
First player in history to have a pick six and a pick
Yeah.
two in the same game. Never
That's-
happened before.
that's good.
But, I
And
think
they-
the Raiders.
And they got that Houston guy back, and
Oh yeah.
Justin
and-
Houston,
Yeah,
yeah.
Justin
Justin
Houston.
Houston.
Yeah,
Along with
he-
him and what was his other? They have like just the best pass rushing unit ever.
Yeah,
Well, not ever. Well, maybe.
I think I'm gonna have to go Raiders just because their offense is so high productive this year.
Yeah.
Derek Carr is putting on a show, and it's not really like they're not flashy. They're just
Well, neither are the Chiefs. It's like kind of the style of the division.
I mean
Yeah.
it's really
The
amazing.
Broncos, they are not flashy either.
Trevor Simeon, he's not what I like to call flashy.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna go Raiders. Who you got?
I think the Chiefs. I think they can run the ball well. Alex Smith won't commit turnovers, and they play good defense.
Oh,
So-
right on.
Yeah, you don't commit turnovers when you throw 12 passes.
Oh,
a game,
no.
So.
Yeah, so
No.
I mean,
No turnovers.
their mistakes are limited, and then they're so good on defense.
Their
They'll probably
defense
commit
scores,
the
like-
turnovers.
And Spencer Ware, dude, he looked good Sunday.
Yeah.
Against Atlanta, he looked really good.
Yeah.
But
Travis Kelce did too.
yeah. Moving on, Sunday games, we got the Steelers at the Bills. We got a sometimes it struggles Steelers team with a very awkward Bills team right now, and a very
You got two teams that like are they have like really good flashes of looking like elite teams, and then they'll fall down, and then you'll be like, okay, they're not elite, and then they'll just surprise you again.
yeah, LaShawn McCoy. The second half of the season's really he's taken off.
Yeah, I think
second half of the season.
I kind of want to pick the Steelers, but I'm gonna pick the Bills because they're at home, and with Rex Ryan blitz scheme, I feel like they can limit Ben Roethlisberger as much as they can, and their run game has been unstoppable.
Yeah, it really has. LaShawn McCoy's look good, and I'm with you. I like the Rex Ryan defense. I don't like the Steelers going into the Bills, especially just coming off of. Steelers actually had a pretty good win last week against the. Oh my goodness.
That's another reason why I'm picking against them because they seem like they'll be like
They'll have an awesome win one week,
yeah
and then they'll lose to the Dolphins by 30, and it's like, what's going on?
and then they lost the Eagles about like 34-3. Like, how do you do that? And then just beat these other teams.
Yeah, it's a weird scenario.
So we both got the Bills. Who do you got?
I think the Steelers will win. I just think Le'Veon Bell is playing so well right now that it's one of those things like he just opens up so much for their offense.
And
And
they
they
won't
have
give
so
up on
many
the run
weapons.
game.
Yeah, they'll never give up on giving them the ball. And once D'Angelo Williams gets healthy and they start switching them out, I mean,
Yeah,
it-
rotation.
Save it for the
The
playoffs.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know if he'll be back this week. I know he.
And
he
Ladarius
didn't play.
Green, I hate to say it, I called it early in the year.
Yeah, you did. You
I was
called
like,
it.
he's going to be amazing. He was amazing as Antonio Gates' backup. He's going to be incredible in the Steelers, and he has been.
Yeah, I mean,
He
as
was
long as
injured
he
the first
doesn't.
10 weeks.
Yeah, he has concussion problems. That's the only problem is if he gets hit in the head.
And the problem with today is that, like, concussion protocol is, it's not like the old days, even like 5 years ago, really.
Yeah, it's changed.
It's not like, oh, I feel well, okay, let me go out there and see if I can play. Like,
No,
no,
you got
they
to
are
go through a
extremely
series
terrible.
of of doctors and
Yeah, we know about that with being Panthers fans. Luke Kuechly has been all in the.
He might not play this
Daryl Worley too.
yeah, Michael Orr. a
Kurt
lot of
Coleman
them.
too.
Yeah, I mean a ton of them. It's
they're-
crazy.
Yeah, we'll get into some more.
We'll
of
get
that
into the
with
Panthers stuff in a couple games.
So let's see. So you got the Steelers and
Yeah.
us two have the Bills. Okay.
All right. Up next, we got the Broncos and the Titans.
And a lot of people would not take this game seriously, but the Titans, they run it all over everybody.
Yeah.
And even against like the
And-
Ravens, like, they
and-
don't care.
Marcus Mariota is playing lights out football.
Yeah.
He really
And
is.
they're at home. I actually might talk myself into picking the Titans.
I'm not talking myself in. I'm picking
Yeah,
them. I'm
I
not.
picked them.
I'm picking them.
The Broncos. They have an outstanding defense, but the one thing they do lack is run stop.
Yeah.
And when you have Derrick Henry and
And
DeMarco
DeMarco
Murray
Murray.
and Marcus Mariota,
They don't care. They will
they
keep running.
will
it.
just keep running because one of them will work.
Yeah, something's
know,
gonna work.
And
Yeah,
the only way to
something's
bust
gonna
up their passing defense is having a really good tight end for mismatch problems, which they have.
Yeah,
They do have a good tight end.
yeah.
Delaney Walker.
Delaney Walker, I think he's top 5 tight end.
Yeah, he's one of those tight ends. Like he's kind of like how Martellus Bennett's been. Like he doesn't get all the glory because he's not going to put up 1,000 receiving yards, but he's like an old school tight end.
He's
red zone
Ryan
guy.
Red zone threat, mainly a
I'll-
blocker.
Yeah,
I'll block. I'll
Third
go
and
in the
short come
backfield. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
So we all have the Titans, believe it or
I love
not.
the Titans.
You
Against
heard
the
it first
Broncos.
here. We're picking the Titans because of their run game,
Um,
and their defense is good too. Like
Yeah,
better than
they-
people think.
yeah. I
They
think
got
it's,
some athletic linebackers.
it's towards the top tier, like
yeah.
top half.
up next, we got the pretty
Hmm.
good divisional matchup: the Redskins at the Eagles, and this is the division that I mean, the Cowboys have won it, but I mean,
The rest.
any of these guys can, any of these other teams
They're
can
wild
be
card
very
contenders,
easily-
all of
yeah,
them.
every single one of them can make the playoffs.
I'm gonna pick the Redskins. I think their Kirk
Yeah.
Cousins is really starting to make himself look worthy of having a decent, like a very high contract.
Yeah.
Unlike Ryan Fitzpatrick, but that's another story.
Yeah, that's another video. I think Norman's been a pretty good free agent wire pickup.
Their defense
too.
is really. We
It's
keep
not
on-
like- yeah,
we
it's
keep
like-
saying it every week, but that defense. It seems like every week I'm like, man, they're really clicking,
I
and
think,
then they
like,
get even better. And I'm
It's like it's not like
"Jeez."
Norman's like the greatest cover corner ever. It's like he brings an attitude to the defense that is like exactly what the Panthers are missing, and he's
it's like a swagger.
yeah, it's
like,
like,
it's
you
like
know, it's
How
almost like
confident he is in his own abilities. They're like, we can be that good.
I mean we
Yeah,
played
exactly. That's exactly
Yeah.
what it is.
like when the Panthers played the Seahawks last year, the first time. They never beat him. They lost to him 4 years in a row. And I remember when he did that tackle with Jimmy Graham and got up in his face on the Seattle sideline. It got like,
Yeah.
okay, people were looking at each other like, we can win this.
yeah.
He brings
Some
that to the
small
team.
corner is getting in a 6'7".
And
Yeah.
Kirk
Yeah.
Cousins, third in the league in passing yards.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He is like three yards behind passing Matt Ryan for second.
Yeah. And their run game is pretty good with whoever they put in there.
And Matt Ryan's sitting here. I'm talking about Matt Ryan, the
Julio
MVP
Jones?
candidate, and you got Kirk Cousins, who's on a franchise tag,
Yeah.
sitting in third, leading the third passing yard.
And he's
That's
doing it
crazy.
without Julio Jones,
Yeah, he's doing
which
it
is
with.
very big. And Devontae Freeman has a lot of receiving yards too for a running back.
Yeah.
So we all got the Redskins, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm picking the Redskins.
I just think the Eagles' offense won't keep up with the Redskins' offense.
it was hot for a second.
Yeah, at the beginning of the year, it was kind of that like
I knew that early
that
buy
honeymoon stage they call, where they're just like
Mhm.
people don't know how Carson Wentz is going to be, like what can he bring to the table. And once they figured out what he's done, he has struggled ever since.
Yeah, once you
And
start blitzing him and you put him under pressure, he can't.
they don't have a
he can't.
consistent
Yeah.
run game. I mean, when you have Ryan,
They had a
Matthews,
really easy
Darren
schedule,
Sproles, I mean, they're down to like third, fourth string running backs.
He doesn't have a lot of support. But,
It's-
and he's young too. I mean, I think if I was an Eagles fan, I'd have a lot of hope right now.
I'd have a lot of hope. I just don't think they'll beat the
They're miles
hot
improved.
Redskins.
They're miles improved from last year. So if you're an Eagles fan, there's hope for you.
All right, so we all got the Redskins. Next game, we got the Cardinals at the Dolphins.
These are some.
Yeah.
These-
You never
games
at
are-
the beginning of the year would have thought, oh, I might pick the Dolphins over the Cardinals, but I'm gonna do it. I'll pick the Dolphins. They lost last week, but they won 6 in a row before. Believe it or not,
Yeah.
they did. And they're at home, and
the
they have a good
the
run
only
game.
thing I don't like picking,
The Cardinals
the
have the run
Dolphins.
though.
they stop the run
And
and they cover, and they have, obviously they have Patrick Peterson, Tyrann Mathieu.
Tyrann Matthews out.
Oh, is he?
That's what
Okay,
I heard.
I didn't even know he was
He
out.
was. Yeah, I heard he probably would be out.
He would be out. Okay.
Mm.
He was questionable.
But the thing is, Ryan Tannehill. You can get a good
Yeah.
Ryan Tannehill. You can get back
He's like
Ryan
Eli.
Tannehill.
He's just
yeah,
like
he's just
Eli.
like Eli. You can get the
But
Super
without the
Bowl
upside of
Eli,
Eli.
or you can get the 4 picks a game Eli. You don't know which one you're gonna get. It'd be easy to pick if you knew.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that
But-
Jay Ajayi will run all over him, but they have the number 1 passing defense or rushing defense.
Yeah.
believe
And
it
I'll
or
tell you
not.
somebody who you
I
don't
still
get
think they'll get 80 rushing yards. Or
I'll tell you
more.
somebody who you don't get a good or bad, and that's David Johnson.
David
David Johnson, you
he's-
get a good David Johnson. That's all you get.
He's one of those like
He's-
we've been saying.
he's-
If it
he's
wasn't
the best
for
back in the
if
league.
it wasn't for Ezekiel Elliott, David Johnson, you would hear about him so much. Like
You
any
would-
other era, he'd be all
I
over.
think you should hear about him more. I think
He's doing it without
Cardinals-
the monster line.
Cardinals have won each game because of what he's done, not because
Passing, running.
Yeah, he if Carson Palmer has 3 touchdowns passing, he usually has 2.
Yeah.
I mean that's
Yeah.
or he at least has 1. He's going to. He's
the ultimate fantasy.
Does he not have
Oh,
the most
absolutely.
yards?
You
know
He
what I
has
mean,
the
as
most
far
yards.
as-
Does he not have the most yards from scrimmage, like passing
Yeah, he
and
has
receiving?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he does.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like he does it all. He doesn't just.
For a guy who has a lot of power, he can receive.
Yeah, he has
like,
the
most
most-
guys with
yeah.
that much power, they don't receive. Well.
Yeah, he catches out of the backfield very well. I mean, I didn't
And you
think.
still got Fitzgerald and Michael Floyd and.
yeah,
I'm about to
John
talk myself
Brown.
out of picking the Dolphins, but I already I'm picking them. I can't go back now.
All right, so you got the Cardinals. I see.
Yeah, I got the Cardinals.
You got the Dolphins. I got the Cardinals. Okay.
I feel like the Dolphins are back at home. They won 6 in a row. They lost. It had to end sometime, but they're still a hot team.
Yeah, I just don't know if
The Cardinals-
loss will affect.
The
Ryan
Cardinals are the
Tannehill.
ones who can stop
The
it.
Cardinals have a very high upside, but they can. I'm just gonna pick the Dolphins based on the Cardinals' inconsistency.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Moving on, we got the Vikings at the Jaguars.
You got a team that hasn't been good all year, and you got a team that started off good and struggled. I'm gonna pick the Vikings anyway, though. Even though, do you know Harrison, their safety, he's gonna be out.
Yeah,
He might be out the rest of the year.
season.
Yeah, they said he might be out for the.
I think they're just.
I
I
think
don't know
there
if that's
is-
going to play as big as role as against the Jaguars. Is what
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
saying.
no, I'm saying whenever they get down the
Blake
line, though. Yeah.
Bortles has been so bad. I just.
We hate to say it too,
And-
because like our
And
first
they
2
have
weeks
good
we did this.
receivers and stuff. He's just not. I don't know if it's their line or, I don't get to watch many Jaguars games, but it just doesn't look like they just click.
Mm-mm.
And they can't run the ball. Even though they have Chris Ivory, I don't know why they don't give him the ball more. He does very well. It's just like they give him like 10 carries. Give him 20.
Yeah,
And-
Yeah.
and-
I
and-
agree. Yeah, give
Yeah,
it
That's
a
what the
try.
Jets did last year. They didn't care. They just kept giving it
Yeah,
to
I
him.
mean, you give him 20. I mean, he'll open up at least maybe a little bit of the passing game where Blake Bortles isn't having to do everything.
Yeah, take a minute and a half to throw the
Yeah,
ball.
but
once
I
it
still
starts
don't think
to-
they'll be the
Well,
Vikings.
like if you go back and watch our first 2 videos that we did for these week predictions, like me and we sat here and just praised him for how good he was last year, and I don't think there's any way like you can say, oh, he sucks, like he's not good.
Yeah, and I'm
For how good he was last year, I feel like there has to be a product of the surrounding cast. I mean, he's been bad, but
something has happened that's we're not seeing. I don't.
plus
I
his
don't know what it
confidence is all shaken up now. You probably just I don't even know. It's probably one of those scenarios.
It's just
where
one of those
I
scenarios
think
where he
he's
gets
not as bad as
grilled.
he is, but
Yeah.
it looks way worse than it is. Kind of scenario.
He gets grilled every week. They do a freaking special every week on Ryan Tannehill about Blake Bortles about how bad he throws the ball. And I mean, if I'm sitting at home and I'm clicking through ESPN and I hear my name come across about how bad I throw the ball, I'm not going to be able to play good on Sunday. I mean, that's
Yeah.
just how it goes. I mean, you got ESPN sitting there shooting you down, and you're in a developmental stage where you just rebuilt your defense, and so
He's still young. too.
sometimes they make the opposing offense go 3 and out. Sometimes they just let them just drive off because they're just these new guys who don't play together. They've never played together until now. They're just now trying to figure it all out because they built. Trust me, it's 2016 right now. What's today's date? December 7th.
Yeah.
3 years from now, the Jaguars defense, if they keep everybody on it, it's
Telvin
gonna be
Smith alone.
it's gonna be unbelievable.
That guy
Like,
can cover the whole field himself.
Just
Yeah,
give it time. Let them click. Let them have a good off season. Because I mean,
Yeah,
guys were coming in like 2 weeks before the season started. They didn't get OTAs together. Like you know, what I'm
Malik
saying?
Jackson has not been the role. Like he hasn't filled the role that we even remotely thought he would.
Yeah, it's just give it time. The Jaguars will be good, but I'm not ready to pick against the Vikings.
Vikings.
No way.
They have the best. I think they have a better defense than the Broncos.
I think
next
they
game.
I mean, I just think they
can stop the run.
all phases. They
stop the run,
The
like-
run, yeah, they cover the field well. They tackle very well.
The next game is the Texans at the Colts,
Oh, gosh.
and if Andrew Luck plays anything like he played Monday night, where he had to get pulled in the third quarter because they're tired of seeing him murder the Jets.
This is the Andrew Luck we expected to see all the whole
this
time.
is the Andrew Luck I
Well,
want to see. I
yeah.
want to
Well,
see
the
this
thing
Andrew
is,
Luck.
the Colts defense is so bad. He's out there consistently, and their
Yeah.
offensive line is so bad. He just gets beat up. It's just like
Kinda like
it's just
Shades
like
of
it's just when you get beat up and every player's getting hit and you're just sore.
No run
and-
game at all.
Yeah,
And like to your point,
Limited
before you
weapons.
get off of to your point, Andrew Luck. I mean, not knocking him, but he can't. He's not as big as. He's not as tough as Cam. He can't
Yeah.
take the abuse Cam can take, and that's why people are like, well, Cam doesn't get hurt. He does. He can take it better. Andrew Luck's getting
Yeah.
the exact same abuse, but he's a more sizable human who you see the results of that.
Yeah.
You see the injuries. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
he's a normal
Yeah.
guy. You know what I mean?
And a lot of people don't give Andrew Luck or Cam or some of these guys. I mean, they're still young, and 10 years ago it wasn't like, okay, you get drafted, you're a first round pick, you're gonna start, you're the franchise quarterback now. We better not have any problems.
Yeah, Peyton Manning's the only guy that would really do that. I mean,
Yeah, and he struggled his first 5
Yeah,
years.
he's-
Nobody ever people just compare these young guys where they're at right now compared to these veterans where they're
where
at
Tom
now.
Brady sat on the bench and he learned. behind
Yeah,
the
whenever
blitz.
you
He sat
compare
and learned.
year by year, these young guys are actually, statistically way better than some of these older guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
You can say it's a passing league, and they should be, but they're still getting, they're still paying their dues and all that. So I mean, you got to give them, kind of a little bit of breathing room.
Quarterback who's not good is Brock Osweiler, by the way, in this game. And,
He's not bad, but he's not 72 million good though.
He's
No
not.
way.
He's
talk about somebody that
He's
robbed the team.
okay. Like he's a game manager. Like it'd be like Alex Smith getting paid that much.
I feel
It's
bad for
ridiculous.
he's a game manager, and they try to make him throw 350 yards. They try to make it.
Yeah.
They say, "You see what Drew Brees does? You go out there and you replicate that."
You
No.
throw
He
40.
can't.
You
Nah,
throw
I
40.
I play
has
with the
good
number one
receivers.
defense. No, that's what I do. Like,
Yeah, like
He has.
You take the number one defense. If you're the coaches, you take your number one defense and you take your game manager quarterback and you let him play off of it. You don't make him throw 45 times a game. That's
whenever they
sad.
get JJ Watt back and if they can keep Clowney on the
I don't think they're gonna get him back though.
next
Oh.
year,
Yeah, next year. Yeah.
and if they can get like a credible run game established. I mean, Lamar Miller's been good, but I think he'll be better next year. I think they could be pretty good if they get Brock Osweiler to like really maybe like get him to improve a little bit, but also kind of limit their get their expectation, like kind of meet him in the middle
Yeah.
Yep.
with that good defense. I think they could be a
Yeah,
contender.
because I mean DeAndre Hopkins, top 5 receiver,
Oh, absolutely.
and then Will Fuller, he's fast.
He just came
He
into
can
that.
stretch the field very well,
Yeah.
and he can actually not only do that, but actually run little routes and catch screens, and he's like a better version, like a Ted Ginn.
Yeah, I was about to say he's a better version of
like
Ted
he
Ginn,
does.
exactly.
Yeah.
He does what Ted Ginn does, but he gets the ball more. So
And he's gotten the ball more than DeAndre Hopkins, believe it or not, really.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
you're
that's because they just double cover him because they don't think he'll hurt them, and then
Well, I mean, you got DeAndre Hopkins, I think, best ball skills in the league.
yeah.
Oh, no doubt. He
I
has
mean-
to have him.
I mean, he's only 6'1", and you would think he's 6'5". His ball skills are incredible.
Yeah, you watch him, and you're like, this guy has to be 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah.
No, he's not. He's
Yeah.
not. He's an average guy. He's as big as me.
He's,
and
yeah,
like,
he's awesome. Okay,
But,
so we totally got off on a tangent. Well,
Colts.
picking the Colts.
Yeah, oh,
Colts.
I'm picking them. They're hot. They're at home. They're they're in their little dome how they like it. I've got to pick them.
Up next, we got the Chargers at the Panthers.
Oh my god.
Hardest game for us. I'm picking the Chargers, and I'm moving on. I don't want to talk about it.
I-
Chargers, and I don't want to talk
I'm
about
actually gonna pick the Panthers. I think they get back on track, and they're gonna do what they always do. Like besides last year, everybody acts like, oh, they suck this year. This is what they do a lot. Like they start off slow. 2014 is just like the season, and they just start. They start like, okay, why weren't they doing this all year, kind of thing. I think they'll do that.
I think with the injuries that we have, the banged up O line. I mean, we got like people off the practice squad that are coming in. I just don't see, especially with how good Phillip Rivers can throw the ball.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
he's gonna butcher the secondary. Now.
And Melvin Gordon's actually playing how he
Oh.
should have played. He's running all over everybody, and it's helping Phillip Rivers. I mean, and they run play action and stuff. I just don't think Kuechly might not be back.
We're so hurt. It's not.
Mario
even funny,
Addison
like-
might be out. Kirk Coleman's might be out.
It's
Worley
a-
might
yeah,
be
it's a
out.
bad-
It's just it just is a bad scenario, and it just got worse last week.
It's gonna take this week for the Panthers to win. It's gonna take a Cam Newton pulling his freaking pants up. I'm tired of this freaking just. He's not playing like he did last year. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's
I
yeah,
love
it's
him to
not.
death. I love him to death. He's my favorite player in the league. But he's not playing with the confidence. He's not playing with the fun. He's not. He walks off the sidelines and he's just like. He just isolates himself. He's back to that isolation stage where he don't want to talk much. And I understand it's not fun. I get it. It's not fun to lose. I understand.
He's
I'm
getting
not
benched the first play of the game. I'd be kind of mad too.
over a tie.
That's so stupid.
over
You
a
know-
tie. If that's what they want to go with, and that's what they want to go.
I mean,
with.
I
But
saw the
mean,
picture. He didn't have a tie, but I don't.
I think that was boneheaded. Like I thought, like at first, I was like, okay, that's good. They're punishing Cam. They're treating him like everybody else. But that is just like
It's like the reason I'm saying the reason I've argued all week is I understand rules are rules. I understand he's a human being. He has to follow the rules. He's a player on the team. the problem is the season was on the line last week.
And
Yeah.
the Seahawks.
I think if Cam Newton's in there for the first play, first of all, we're going to run the ball the first play if Cam Newton's in. I don't know why, but we're going to run the ball.
Yeah,
We're not going to throw a screen to Mike Tolbert first play in Seattle.
Mike
What
Tolbert,
the
I
heck
think
are
they
we
need to cut
thinking?
him. Like I think they really. Do
I think
need
if
to cut
Cam
him.
Newton's in there last week, we take we have a 5.5 minute drive down the field. We might walk away with a field goal, maybe a touchdown. We at least burn 5 minutes off the clock.
Well, everybody would be like,
And it
well, they
doesn't
still
give them
lost by
momentum.
30. Like, no, if that happened, if that wouldn't have
Momentum.
happened, the whole momentum of the game shifted the wrong way from the start. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
and the problem I have is you bench them, man. I understand there's like these
A dress code,
guidelines,
yeah.
just dress codes, and you saw what he was wearing. I mean, he's wearing a nice trench coat, a nice hat.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean, nice
ridiculous.
button-up shirt.
I could see if he was a repeat offense.
It was one of those things. It was like he has his own clothing line. He has very nice clothes on at the game. And like Ron Rivera's punishing him. Ron Rivera probably like went and rented his suit, and Cam Newton bought his own clothes, has them made for him, and you're just like, oh, because you didn't wear a tie, the game's on the line.
season's
Season's
literally
on the line. Yeah, we're just gonna go in, and even if you are gonna take him out the first series, why wouldn't you do a little bit more safe play call? I understand a screen
Why would
is
you
safe.
do a
but-
rollout with Derek Anderson
Yeah,
throwing a
that's-
screen
to our
pass?
fullback, not even our halfback, our fullback. What is
Yeah.
that? Like,
Yeah, and
why
Mike
wouldn't you
Tolbert,
run
I initially I was like, cut him. I've cooled down. They still need to cut him. He's not a short yardage back anymore. He blocks, but he's not even the best blocker like he used to. He's gaining a lot of weight,
I just
too.
want to move. I don't even want to.
I think they need to definitely look
Yeah.
into getting rid of He's taking up a decent amount of cap room for what he does.
and he doesn't do.
He doesn't
what he's
do
supposed to.
anything.
Well, what he used to do.
I mean, he used to be like the best short yardage guy we have, like besides Cam, but not
Anyways,
anymore.
moving on. We can make this next game real quick. Bengals at the Browns.
Yeah.
Bengals.
I'm picking the Bengals. I'm still saying the Browns are going to win a game this year. They're
There's somewhere they're gonna.
they're
win
like
the
the
game.
best team ever to not win a game this far in the season.
Yeah,
like they
they
look
really-
good. They really do.
And RG3, I think he might be back this week or next week.
yeah, I heard they're on track to
So,
do that.
if he can get back, I think, and he's healthy and he can like run a little bit, I think
I'll tell you what. Josh Gordon screwed this franchise.
Yeah, he really has. He's
it's just a question mark at all times. It's just like Alden Smith. It's a question mark all the time. Oh, he's gonna be back this year. He's gonna be just as good.
He's a moron.
And then
And it's like when he come, you can't not like the Browns are like we have to keep hope because when he comes back and we got RG3 and we got Terrell Pryor, we're gonna be such a.
It's even worse than like the Ricky
Isaiah
Williams.
Crowd,
like,
they're
sit-
just
it reminds me of the Ricky Williams scenario, like in Miami back in the day.
yeah.
But even worse than that, because like Ricky Williams was dependable at times. Like Josh Gordon is like not dependable for a whole season.
Yeah.
That's
So the
ridiculous.
thing is, they think
Why
he's-
haven't they cut him yet? I know he has the most upside.
Because the threat he brings is so good.
He is probably the most talented receiver of this generation. He came in 2012 as rookie year with no. Can you tell me the starting quarterback in 2012?
Go ahead, we'll give you a minute. Go ahead. Can anybody put it in
He
the
had
comments real quick?
1,600 yards on the Browns with a nameless quarterback. Like probably multiple quarterbacks in that.
Oh,
game.
yeah, those-
They had
More. So,
that is awesome.
and
On the Browns, guys.
On
On
the
the freaking Browns.
And he just didn't care that
Anyway,
he can't give up the partying life.
well, the thing
We're
is,
gonna make a list of all these players. We just need to make a video
Just
about.
rip
and
on them for
just
30
we're gonna rip
minutes.
on them for 30 minutes.
Well,
It's
the
gonna-
thing is-
there's gonna be 5 hours of content of just ripping on NFL players.
Because I mean, you're making millions of dollars, and all you have to do. And he sat there and was on track to come back. And then the week before he was about to get reinstated,
Rehab.
he said, "Hey guys,
that's what I was about to say. He was about to come back. Like they were
He
literally
coulda
like
said
a
it
week.
weeks
You're going to be
before.
playing, and then he's just like, I'm checking my. He checked his own self into rehab.
why didn't you do that 6 months ago
Yeah,
in the
why-
offseason?"
Yeah, why didn't you do that when you were suspended? When you weren't a week from coming out? Because he knew he was guilty. He knew that they were going to give him a drug test, and he was probably going to fail.
Probably gonna fail.
I mean, that's
He
just,
knew he was going to fail it, and I'd like to think he knew if he'd pass or
Yeah.
fail.
All right, Bengals across
Oh,
the board.
Bengals. I mean,
Bengals,
their offense
yeah.
will just shred the Browns' defense, and
Yeah,
Browns'
I hate to say it.
offense is okay, but not.
All right, next game. I just went ahead and circled mine. I circled the wrong game. I'm
Bears.
picking the Lions. It's the Bears at the Lions.
Oh,
I'm
look
not
at
picking the
Lions.
Bears.
The Lions look like the best team in the NFC besides the Cowboys.
I was thinking when I'm sitting here circling, I'm thinking about how bad the Bears are, and then I just circled their name just because I'm thinking about them. I meant to pick the Lions because we post these pictures of these schedules. Mine is a Lions pick. I started.
I think
Just
the
cross
Lions,
it- just
Matthew
cross it or
Stafford
something.
has.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
I
put
think
X
a
on the
blessing in
Bears.
disguise was
Calvin
Calvin
Gone.
retiring.
He has to.
It's like when Kelvin Benjamin got hurt. I don't want to see him get hurt at all. but it kind of like opens his eyes up, like, oh, I got other people I can throw it to.
We did get a Super Bowl run without him.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
do
saying.
we need him?
It opens their eyes, like, I don't have to just throw it to this freak of an athlete, this guy who can get 1,800, 2,000 yards receiving, 16 touchdowns.
So predictable.
Yeah,
even though
he's
they
looking at
won
Marvin
games
Jones,
doing
he's looking
it.
at Golden Tate.
He's
He's having
got
to look at his
tight
check down to
ends.
theoretic.
Yeah.
He's having.
He's
to look
doing
at
his reads. Like
he's-
whenever you have
and
that dominant 6'5" guy, you're like, okay, well,
And
I have to throw it to him. I have to fill up quota.
He's open. He's 6'5", 260 pounds. He's open. I know he's open.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think another thing is he moves around a lot better. I think
A
he
lot
lost some
better.
weight.
He really-
and
yeah.
I think he lost some weight, and he's like he moves around in the pocket. He moves around in the pocket like Aaron Rodgers.
You would never have, like 5 years ago, you'd be like, dude, he's not mobile. But like,
Yeah.
you know, normally you see a guy who's mobile and then he becomes not mobile. Like he's started off like a pocket passer, strictly a pocket passer, and he's like a scrambler now.
rarest thing
Yeah.
I've ever seen is a quarterback comes in as a rookie and he's a pocket passer as a rookie. What in the world? And
Yeah.
now you're transitioning to
Like
a
he has
scrambler?
also a lot of
what
weight.
in the
Like even
world?
like his face looks like it's
Yeah,
more.
his face,
He looks
that's what
way
I'm
more
saying.
lean. He looks way more like fit
athletic.
and fast.
He just looks
Yeah.
athletic.
He looks like an athlete now. Yeah. So I picked the Lions.
I
That's
think
a
the
that's
Lions. I just the
Theo
Bears,
Riddick has been good too.
the Bears. Their
Unbelievable.
only upside really is Howard. That's about it.
Yeah.
Like he's about.
Well,
who
is,
also
is
if Elliott wasn't.
Is Alshon Jeffrey coming back this week?
I don't think. Well, it's a
Is
4-game
either-
suspension. I think.
It's either this week or next week.
I
he
think
comes
it'll be
back.
next week.
Well, I
yeah.
still don't think they're QB.
I don't think
Cutler,
either.
Jay
That-
Cutler's done. I
yeah,
mean,
it doesn't matter.
I don't. Who's gonna start? I don't even.
Probably
know.
Matt Barkley again.
Matt Barkley.
Yeah, you're done.
Yeah.
You're done the rest of the season. You're not winning a game. I'm
Next
not
game,
kidding.
I'm really glad we get this one at 4:00. The Jets at the 49ers. What? Who makes the schedule? Who is doing this?
Well, they made it at the beginning of the year. Well, I don't even know why they made it then, really. The Jets will definitely win this. I'll put money on it. The 49ers look like the worst team. Like the Browns are better than them.
Yeah, the Browns. if
They're
they-
way better. They
they
have
would
potential.
smack the
49ers are lucky the Browns don't play them because the Browns would probably embarrass them. I really do think. I think
The Jets.
they are
the-
trying to make Kaepernick work, and he's not.
He's out. He's done. He's not.
He's not- he's
starting.
he not-
Blaine Gabbert. He's not starting.
Well,
Blaine
they said,
Gabbert
they
actually
said he
did
might.
pretty
They said he
good.
might start, and
no,
that's what.
no, yesterday he's out. He's not.
He's
playing.
done.
Yeah.
I think they're going to cut him after this
He's
season.
absolutely awful.
I think-
Guys, in case you don't know, Colin Kaepernick attempted 5 passes Sunday, 5, and he had 4 total yards at the end of the game. Just so everybody knows that. That's
That's what
why
I'm
we're
saying.
ripping on Colin Kaepernick.
Once
0.75 yards per
Vernon
attempt.
Davis is gone. He.
I mean, he was never a good quarterback. He had probably the best defense in the NFC the time they went to the Super Bowl, and then he loses that. He loses Frank Gore, who was a top 10 rusher back then. He loses Anquan Bolden, and he loses Vernon Davis, like
Vernon
you
Davis.
said. And all he did was look at those two every single time. And then after that, he looked at Crabtree. Then he left. You know, he had like 2 reads he could
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Which I'm not saying his receivers are bad now. I mean, I don't blame him for
I wouldn't want
not
to say.
being as good, but he wasn't good to begin with. I mean, he
Yeah.
averaged what like 230 yards. And that's now he's averaging 4, I guess. But
He was never good. It was just like a lot of hype. I mean,
yeah, it was a lot of hype. It's just like they replayed that. I can remember them replaying that play of when he played the Packers and like
Oh
what
my
was it,
gosh.
the championship game when he rolled out and they were cocking his speed and stuff and they were just like, I mean, look at him.
He
can
runs a
do it, he
4.5 and he's 245 pounds. He's
Yeah.
a quarterback. Yeah, I mean,
That's
that's all
great.
great, but like.
Yeah, that's great, but you know, like Michael Vick had to learn to throw the ball. He does. It's just he can't. It's like if he doesn't have an exceptional receiver to throw it to. Then
I mean, he basically takes a snap and he looks at his first read, and then if it's not that, he looks at the tight end, and if it's not that, he runs.
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
and you're not gonna win that
He
way.
cannot dissect the defense at all.
And the Jets, I think
The
they're-
Jets
I
are
think
the
they're-
last team you want to play like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
They're
the
going to
last-
be all up on him. You can see Revis Island's done all that. I don't even know who their number 1 is. He's locking them down.
I hope.
Yeah,
I hope. So we all got the Jets in this
Yeah,
one. I'm not picking the 49ers.
I don't
No,
think I'll pick
I
the
think the
49ers
Jets-
ever.
I don't know who's
I'm
starting.
not
for the
confidently
Jets.
picking the Jets, you know? I'm not going to be all like,
I am.
maybe. We'll see. We'll just have to see. We get that game, so we'll have to just watch it. But
Do we get that game for real?
yeah, CBS is right here. We got a CBS game
Yippee.
released.
Okay, next we got the
Next
Saints
game, we got the
versus
Saints
Bucks.
at the Bucks.
In Tampa. I'm going to pick the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I
I'm
think they look
picking
good.
I
Tampa
think
Bay
it'll be a
Buccaneers.
shootout, though.
I really do.
do think. I think both teams score over 35. No joke. I really do
Yeah, for
believe.
real?
I believe they'll both
I
score.
could honestly see that.
I
can see
think
that.
Drew Brees
We watched this game?
has. Yeah.
Will we get this?
We should.
I hope we
Yeah.
got. This is the one I want to watch more than
It's
the
our
other.
division, and it's on Fox, and we have to.
Yeah,
I
hope we
think
get
Drew
this.
Brees, he has surprised me. I mean, he's on the fantasy team, and he surprised me with how much production he can produce. And the Buccaneers, I mean, they're, my God, Mike Evans.
Greatest receiver in the league. I said it.
He is.
There
the
is no
best.
way he's not a top 3.
I think
I
he's
mean,
the best. He has size,
all around.
speed. He can run routes. He has the best hands.
He is the
arguably.
best route runner. Yeah.
When is the last time a 6'4" guy's been the best route runner?
It's not.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
answer
what
that
I'm
Most of them
never.
are big and they're like, I don't
Randy
need to run
Moss.
good routes.
Randy Moss.
He
That's
didn't
the
run
last
the
one.
best
I mean,
for him.
the-
He was okay.
the
at it.
only
Well, he only ran one. It was a vert, and he ran it better than anybody. That's what I meant.
Well, it wasn't like his route running. It was his speed and his size.
That's what I'm saying. The only person I would think would be better with him would be DeAndre Hopkins. I think DeAndre Hopkins is so good.
He's got
if
ball
he has
skills
a
like
good,
everybody else.
yeah, and
Odell
then I
Beckham. He runs good.
Odell,
routes.
He's the
yeah,
most
he,
explosive
he does,
receiver.
and I still stick by this. I think Julio is the best. I just think
Yeah, I can.
you
it's
can't
one of
match
those
up with
two.
him.
It's
If-
one of those.
I know
two.
people are probably
if his
saying-
ankle wasn't hurt all the time for some reason. It's always his ankle. He would. Oh my God, I think he's better than Calvin. I really do. I think he's just faster.
He's
He
way
can-
fast. I mean,
He
everybody
can
says,
catch
oh,
he can catch a screen, and then once he starts going, no one's gonna catch him. I mean, like the only
And he's
person that can catch
powerful.
him is maybe Patrick Peterson.
super powerful.
Yeah.
there's not too many speed guys that are powerful. He is.
Yeah,
He's almost like a mix between T.O. and Randy Moss. Like, he's powerful and he has, like, the best
But-
speed ever.
I think the Buccaneers will just they have a good mix of like running and Jameis Winston's playing so well. And I
Yeah.
don't think anybody on the Saints, not a single person on their defense, will cover Mike Evans.
Yeah.
Nobody in the
Any
league
Any
can.
day.
Plus, they got Gerald McCoy and Levante David on the other side, which doesn't hurt.
Oh yeah.
Which does not hurt.
All right, so we all got the Bucks in that
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
the Bucks for sure.
one.
Next game.
Up
will
next
be
we got
pretty
the
easy.
Rams at the Falcons, or the Falcons at the Rams. I'm sorry.
I'm going to pick the Falcons on this one.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's an easy
Falcons.
pick.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that because the Rams are just like, you're getting hardly any production. Unless you're
Well,
Drew Brees. and you
Unless,
can just
unless
the
the
run.
thing
thing
is,
because he
I-
completely proved me wrong.
You want to take them seriously because they have the Seahawks number, but they lose against everybody else.
Yeah, you
They
play,
have the Seahawks number.
when they play teams that you think, oh, they're gonna lose like by 30, 40.
They're like, oh,
No,
watch
They're
this.
like, it'll be 9-3, 9-6,
And they'll
You're
win
like,
it.
What is it? Like, why are you playing like
That's
this?
why I said that about Drew Brees, because I'm like, you go into that and you're like, oh, Drew Brees, the Rams, he's gonna light the Rams up, and then you say that about everybody, and you're like, well, no, they score 6 points, they get 2 field goals, that's all they get.
Yeah, that
You
is the
don't,
thing.
you don't go. Well, I don't know.
The-
It seems like it happens whenever they go to LA though, because didn't the Rams come to New Orleans?
I don't know. They don't have a problem going to Seattle though.
Yeah, it
That's-
doesn't
that's
matter.
That's a whole different story. But I'm
Yeah.
just saying, dude, the Rams, when it comes to the Seahawks, they do it
The-
better than everybody. They beat them like
The
nothing.
thing is, the Falcons. I think the Falcons have an okay defense.
They have no problem.
Funny.
If they stop Todd Gurley,
It's
which
over.
probably won't be hard because he hasn't done anything. I
You
mean,
got
his
Jared
most
Goff
yards
and
this
L.L.
season,
Turner.
I'm pretty sure, is 72 rushing yards.
That's
I'm not
pitiful.
even kidding.
They're ruining them like they ruined Steven Jackson.
Absolutely. I just think with the rookie QB, you are not going to keep up with the Falcons. Have too many weapons. They have
Freeman, they have
Freeman,
Coleman,
Freeman, Coleman. That's two
Jones.
running backs who could probably put up 150 yards rushing,
Jones,
and they can
Sanu,
receive.
Sanu, dude,
Hardy. They have Hardy too. He's
Yeah.
been good.
it's unbelievable how many they come out of.
Yeah, Matt Ryan. I'm actually not as impressed as I thought I was. Like, you have that. You better get the second most, but you better have the most by like
Who
that.
has
Yeah,
the
five
most?
most.
he has-
Who has the most?
Breeze.
Breeze.
Drew Brees?
Again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
NFC
last
South, in NFC South's down here
Yeah, everybody keeps running their mouth about
leading
NFC
the,
South.
leading the
Look at
league in
us.
passing
Yeah,
yards.
and stats we destroy.
Yeah, you don't want it.
All right, Falcons across the board.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, the next
Next game is a good little matchup from
Oh,
the playoffs
I-
2 years ago.
I'm gonna take the Packers because I read something today. It was like Aaron Rodgers hasn't lost a home game in December, and it was like 2,319 days. It was like ridiculous. I don't even know how many years that is. That's like a lot.
That's
like-
a long time.
A long time.
Dude, that's
God, was
like
he even starting when they lost? I mean,
Like, let me just go ahead and divide that, like, and see how many years it exactly
Yeah,
is.
not-
I mean, I could take a guess.
Earl-
it's like
Earl
7
Tom-
years.
I will say this:
2, 3, 1, 9.
they destroyed the Panthers last week.
6.3 years.
Wow,
Jeez.
6 years.
A
I mean, I
home
know
game-
it's a really specific stat, like a home
home
game in December. I know
yeah.
it's specific, but
But
that
that's-
many years it holds up.
Yeah, it's one thing if they had said 2.5 years, because then I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, guys, come on. 6 years?
6 years. That's a lot.
He's
of
at least
games.
played, what, 8, 9?
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
at least played one of
Yeah.
those games. He had to multiple times. You had to play a pretty good team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, I'm picking
They
the
play
Packers.
division games and stuff. I mean,
And
there's
plus
no
the
way.
Seahawks, like they look like they're really good. They wrecked the Panthers. I'll admit it, but like they got 5 points against the Buccaneers.
Well, the thing
They
is,
can't play away,
Five
like-
points, guys.
They can't play away
we
though.
even though they wrecked us and they probably were so happy, they also got hurt more than Earl Thomas.
We dragged him
is
down.
gone. Earl
We dragged
Thomas
him
is
down with
gone.
us. He might retire. He said.
He might retire. His leg. They don't even
His
know if he'll have to
femur.
have. Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't even know if he'll have to have surgery. They were gonna let it heal, and then be like, okay, if it's not healing correctly, they're gonna have surgery. Like that's how bad it is.
Yeah, it was
That could be a
bad.
2 year.
And they have somebody
year and a
else-
half long process.
He's not.
Yeah, they
gonna-
have-
He's 7th year. He's just gonna retire if it's that long.
He has a good proven career. I don't
I
understand.
mean,
why
I
you
think
wanna-
he's great.
These
but-
players who like him, you've proven yourself. You had an awesome career. You did a good job. I'm a Panthers fan. Earl Thomas, one of the best to ever do
He's
it. Come on.
he's made us recognize that more than I'd like to.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
Think about.
So I'm saying,
I would retire and keep my legacy where it's at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd keep my legacy.
I don't want to be
where
that
it's at.
guy who tried to come back.
and the thing is, I mean,
Unless I'm Thomas Davis because he's just like all
Thomas
ACL.
Davis,
Who
because
cares?
he's not a real person. He's an animal. He's not. He can have 3 ACL tears.
He's
and
an
he's like-
animal. He's like, oh, ACL tear. Okay, I'll come back. Oh, second one, I'll do it again. Third one, why not?
well, I
Why
think-
not? I'll try to
They
get.
they extract the
make a
muscle
Pro
from your
Bowl
leg.
real
They
quick.
extract the muscle out of your like the same leg and they put it in there. But after 2 of them,
One of them's
they
getting.
had to go to
torn
his
up.
other leg and start doing it because he
Yeah.
had so many.
Unbelievable.
Well, I think the thing is, the important part about this game is not maybe Earl Thomas. The fact the Seahawks are going to the Packers.
Yeah,
That's what
you
we're
know
talking.
it.
They're
yeah.
on a
Another
field
thing
goal.
about the Seahawks, they look like they're the best team in the league some weeks, but it's always when they're at home.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
They're
That's
they're
what I'm
not the greatest. They're like
They're not the greatest road team, and you're going to the Packers.
Yeah.
You're going to Lambeau Field, and it's probably going to be -10.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
gonna
you wanna-
there's going to be snow. You're not going to have.
You
want
want to talk about home field advantage? Lambeau Field, December. It's home field
and
advantage.
it's not their fault. I mean, the fact that
Packers
the
fans
Packers
out there with no shirts on and it's
They don't
negative
care,
10
yeah.
degrees. They
Yeah,
don't
Yeah,
no more 12th man, no more Earl Thomas, no more Richard Sherman. He can depend on Earl Thomas, so he can go for that pick that he shouldn't go for. No more of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and especially when the Packers and they're.
And
I
Michael
mean,
Bennett's still kind of.
they're
banged
playing
up.
for basically their season
Oh
too.
yeah.
I mean, every game. I mean, if they lose one,
Aaron
that
Rodgers
could be-
playing for his
gosh.
season.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
feel a
want
lot
want
better
that.
about picking him.
You know, I
I don't
mean,
want any part of
And
that.
Thomas Rawls is a little bit banged up too. That game.
did he get banged up a little
Yeah,
bit?
he came out for a couple plays and they said it was concussion protocol. He passed it, but I mean that's not good.
Oh, that's not
Michael
good.
Bennett, he came back last week, but I mean I wouldn't say he's 100%.
Yeah,
yet.
I'm taking
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, and Randall Cobb, Jordy Nelson's. They're doing him right. I think unlike the Panthers done with Kelvin Benjamin, they're working him slowly back in. He's just now playing as of last week. He's playing a big role. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
He hasn't played a big role.
I
all
think every
season.
week he's gotten progressively
Exactly.
better.
Yeah, exactly. Now he's finally back into his big role.
It's like he
Devontae
might
Adams-
have caught a touchdown earlier
Dude.
this season, but he might only have 3 catches. Now he's like, oh, I'm catching 6. So,
Devontae
yeah.
Adams is getting I'm not kidding. I showed you. He's getting
18
10
points.
targets a game.
Yeah,
18
I
points
think
a
he
couple
should.
weeks.
He should. I think he's good. I think the fact that he's your third receiver
Yeah, exactly.
on any other team, he would be first or second.
He'd be a
So-
number
Easy.
at
Yeah,
least.
yeah. So
Packers, pretty
Yeah.
good pick.
yeah, Packers.
The next game, we got the Cowboys versus the Giants, and Cowboys fan that is a big fan of us that we want to give a shout out to, Texas Stipper 77. Check his channel out. Pretty cool vlogs.
Pretty cool vlogs. And guess what? His Cowboys are winning this week.
Yeah, we're picking your
I got-
Cowboys.
I got bad
this
news
time.
for everybody. The Cowboys are winning
The
this
Cowboys,
I
it
think-
doesn't matter if they're playing away because they just run the ball. They don't care.
That's the
Yeah.
thing with the Cowboys is like people are like, oh, I don't think they'll, the Super Bowl.
week. No, it doesn't matter.
Dak Prescott has the best poise I've ever seen. Like he doesn't care if they don't score. He doesn't go out there and go, oh God, we didn't score or we didn't get a field goal when they should have. He's just like, we'll just do it next time. And
I'll
Ezekiel
do it
Elliott
next time.
is just.
He's a machine.
I mean, when you got
He's a
those
I think he is a
guys in
robot.
front of you,
Yeah.
I
He
mean,
is.
What is his yards at? Does anybody know what he's
I
currently
I want to
at?
say it was
think he's at-
1100.
I thought it was 1200.
You may check.
Yeah,
Yeah,
check it
okay.
out real quick while we're.
I think
It's just unbelievable. I've never seen, and I get his line is I understand his
they did a
line
good
is
job of
absolutely.
drafting. I mean, that's not his fault.
No, that's what.
Yeah.
That's my,
Yeah,
that's my
what is, hey
point.
guys, can you take out 2 of our Pro Bowl linemen so I'll be
That's my-
considered the best running back of my generation?
That's my point.
Yeah.
Yes, his line is absolutely unreal. I understand that. Guys, we have to step back and say he is a rookie, though.
Dude, he's a
He's a
he's a
rookie?
robot. I know he is.
Like
He has to be.
He reads blocks like a 10-year veteran.
exactly. That's what I told. That's what I was telling
he
the
gets
guy.
the ball. And
That's what I was telling the guy I was talking to. At the beginning of the season, if you go back and you watch the replays, I think it's because he played behind I mean, I don't know how many players on Ohio State's line went to the NFL, but he in Ohio, at Ohio State he had to force his holes. You know what I mean? He had to make his own holes. He had to just get the ball and hit the hole. He doesn't realize how fast these linemen are. I don't know if anybody else is. These guys are fast.
Well, another thing is, it's one thing to have a good line, but some guys have a problem. Like they have a good line, but they're like, how do I use it? Like,
Ezekiel Elliott, he didn't know how to use it at first. He knew how to use his college line of inexperienced guys.
And these guys, running.
Yeah, these linemen in Dallas, he knows how to just like Le'Veon Bell, just dance around in the backfield for a minute.
Yeah, Le'Veon Bell does that very good.
They'll get you a hole. You just gotta
wait.
Get the ball.
You wait 2 seconds, and there's gonna be a hole, and then his acceleration is very well. He's not
very
super fast,
and
he goes and
you would think he's like 5'8". He's 6 foot,
and he is strong.
Yeah.
That young man is so strong. He is so freaking. I've never seen he is so much stronger than Adrian Peterson. I know that sounds crazy.
He is 1 yard away from 1,200. Okay, so he's played 11 games. That means you're averaging at least over 100.
Oh, he has the biggest average besides Adrian Peterson
per carry. This not per game. Per carry, that's 4.9 averaging.
What's his after contact? It was unbelievable too.
It doesn't show. I'm on Wikipedia. So.
Okay.
110 yards per game. 110.2. I don't know if that makes much of a difference per game average. He has 303 receiving yards, which is a pretty good little chunk of yards.
That is 1,500 all-purpose yards as a freaking rookie running back. Who does this stuff?
11 games. He'll probably have 2,000. I know he will. There's no unless he gets
hurt. He'll have 2,000.
Unless he seriously gets benched the last 2 weeks.
I don't even think they'll do that. I think they'll be like, let's see if he can just see how far.
That's what I'm saying. I think they after the Tony Romo experiment and all that stuff and him getting hurt, I think they'll just be like, you know what, they already made the playoffs. They made it last week.
They were the first team to clinch
the Giants
playoffs.
lost. They clinched it. I think now.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
the Cowboys they're like
they're dangerous because once you get a defense or December and it gets cold and everybody's like
nobody wants to pass.
Nobody wants to pass.
We're the Cowboys.
We've been doing this since week 2. Okay.
They run the ball better than
anybody right now,
and their backup. Let's just
Alfred Morris.
He would start on literally 98%.
The Redskins want him back right now.
Yeah, they want him back right
98%, now. 98%. You can't even get a 98% on 32.
The funny part is whenever they go, okay, we clinched week bye. Let's just bench
Bryant.
Yeah, let's just bench Dak Prescott. Let's bench Ezekiel. So you're telling me Tony Romo and Alfred Morris are going to come in and start for them?
Okay, best second team ever. Their practice squad.
They have the best.
Oh, you mean what should be the first team?
That's
Alfred Morris and Tony
Romo.
Okay, 2 Pro Bowlers. Okay.
Yeah, real quick, just backups real quick.
The guy's done 5 touchdowns
Tony Romo
in a game,
is for sure healthy now.
Oh yeah, he's dressing out. He's dressing out every
And I don't think people realize
Tony
Romo. All the years everyone's like, oh, he's not clutch. All the years he was in there, they had no defense. They had no run game.
Name a receiver besides Dez Bryant.
If they put him in this offense and he was like, if he was complete like he used to, that's the question. That's the only reason he's not. He would have won Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
At the production level,
with the current team he's got now.
Dak Prescott, he's been great, but he has Bryant, he has Beasley, he has Witten, he has all-star line. The line wasn't that good most of the time.
Best running back in the league.
Best running back in the league, probably so. Production-wise, he is.
Yeah.
Alfred Morris, the backup. How do you not do good?
It's impossible.
The defense isn't great, but it's improved. When Romo
it's
was
good
there,
enough. It's as good as it needs to
it's
be.
been solid.
Sean Lee,
as long as
he's as good as he needs to be.
When Romo was starting, they're like, all right, let's pay DeMarcus Ware about $14 million. Everybody else just kind of try to do your best.
Sign him off the streets. DeMarcus Ware will carry the team.
And then Sean Lee came in, and he was the new captain, but he gets hurt quite a bit.
Yeah, he gets hurt.
Cowboys at Giants.
Cowboys all day. Texas Clippers 77.
Even though the Giants beat him first time, I think Eli won't play well.
Even if he does, I don't think he can keep up.
Doesn't matter.
Or either that, or he'll keep up the whole time, then he'll make a costly interception at the end.
I look at it like this.
Let me run this way and throw it this way across my body. That's what you're supposed to do.
I look at it like this. You got 60 minutes a game, and you're not going to win when the Cowboys are going to have the ball for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
You're not going to win.
That's probably a slight exaggeration, but not much.
35. I'm sorry.
That's probably so.
You can't win. You can't win when you have 2 possessions. You're not going to win against the Cowboys. All right. Monday night game, got the Ravens at the Patriots.
I'm picking Patriots. They are just and the Ravens. If there's anybody who can do it, it's them. But I don't think anybody
that's
can
what I'm
do
saying.
it. Except the Seahawks, they did it.
The Ravens, I think.
Ravens.
They have.
Probably,
I think I think
They have the
number one ranked rush defense.
Yeah,
and
they
I think
actually-
they're in top 5 in pass. I
Yeah.
think.
They're in the top of the division.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're good.
Who cares if they lose?
I-
It's
Yeah,
number
who
one.
cares if they lose?
The thing is, Tom
One of
Brady.
the AFC
it's-
West teams
it's-
could easily take it if they don't make their.
yeah, it's prime time, and it's Tom Brady,
Oh, that's enough.
and it's going to be their
Monday
defense is
night.
good.
People
It's-
haven't seen football all day. They
If
wanna see
Joe,
football.
I'll say this: if Joe Flacco plays the way he did last week, Ravens will win. But I don't think they'll
I don't
win.
think he will. He
I
has
don't
like about
think-
5 performances each year that are just off the charts.
I
and-
know. I don't think he will.
He used one last week.
Yeah, he should have saved it.
Yeah,
All right,
no.
so you got the Patriots.
Clean sweep. Patriots.
Patriots, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
That's week 14, guys. Sorry it went a little bit longer than normal. We like to elaborate. As
we're
the
sorry.
season goes on, it gets more interesting and
We
weird.
we care so much that we can't we sat down and we're like, all right, let's make it a 10 to 15 minute video. And we're like, okay.
And I'm sure we're sitting here at 32 minutes right
Yeah,
now.
I'm sure we have probably like 35.
So,
It's been a while.
we
we're gonna go ahead
we
and-
care so much.
We're
That's
gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Check out all the social media pages in the description below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Peace out.